You woke up today. Let me say that again. You woke up today. That's not just something small. That's not just another day. That's everything. You don't realize how many people didn't get that same chance. You don't realize how many people went to sleep last night and never opened their eyes again. And here you are breathing, blinking, standing, walking, hearing this right now. That means it ain't over for you. That means you still in the fight. That means God looked at you and said, "Nah, I'm not done writing their story yet." But the question is, what are you gonna do with it? Too many of us waking up like life owe us something. Like just because we alive, success is supposed to come knock on the door. But let me tell you something, life don't owe you a thing. It gave you the most precious gift already, time. Time to grow. Time to get it right. Time to shift. Time to grind. Time to build. You ain't got no excuse. You alive, now what? Every morning you wake up is a reset button. You hear what I'm saying, a reset. Whatever happened yesterday, that's done. That pain you felt, that L you took, that disappointment, that fear, that was yesterday. Today, brand new mercy, brand new chance, brand new fight. And if you woke up thinking today gon' be like yesterday, that's already the first mistake. Nah, you gotta treat this morning like it's game day. You gotta wake up like everything you ever wanted is on the line. Because it is. You one decision away from changing your whole life. One phone call, one email, one idea, one step in the right direction. But you gotta move. You gotta show up. You gotta give this day everything like it's your last. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for all the pieces to be lined up. Stop scrolling on your phone hoping inspiration gon' find you. Get up and create it. Create your moment, because that alarm clock ain't just noise. That's a reminder that you've been chosen. Somebody didn't wake up this morning, but you did. So why you laying there like you dead? Let me tell you what separates the winners. It's not talent, it's not resources, it's not even intelligence, it's urgency. The greats wake up every morning like the clock is ticking. They understand something you still trying to grasp. Tomorrow ain't promised. You keep playing like you got time. You keep saying, "I'll do it later. I'll start next week. I'll fix it eventually." No, you won't. Not with that mindset, not with that energy, because every time you say later, you're betting on time you haven't been guaranteed. You can't play both sides. You can't say you want to win but act like losing ain't that bad. You can't say you want success and then keep hitting the snooze button on your destiny. Let me ask you, what if today was your last shot? What if today was the last chance you ever got to do something meaningful? Would you still scroll through social media for an hour before you got out of bed? Would you still waste half the day doing nothing and calling it rest when you haven't even earned fatigue? You woke up today, but how did you wake up? Did you wake up complaining? Did you wake up frustrated, bitter, lazy, uninspired? Or did you wake up with fire in your chest, saying, "Today, I'm coming for everything they said I couldn't have"? The mindset you choose in the morning will control your day, and your days. That's your life in pieces. Stack enough unfocused, lazy, wasted days, that's your future. But stack enough hungry, locked-in, purpose-driven days. That's your legacy. I don't need you to be perfect. I need you to be present. I need you to be aware of the gift you holding every time you inhale and exhale. I need you to stop acting like time is infinite. It's not. One day you gonna run out of mornings. One day that alarm clock won't ring. One day your opportunity gonna be somebody else's because you kept hesitating, you kept doubting, you kept putting it off. So I'm challenging you, start this morning different. Start it with gratitude. Start it with purpose. Don't wait for your mood to catch up. Lead with discipline. Get up and declare it. I got breath in my lungs. I got vision in my mind. I got strength in my body. That means I got everything I need to get it done. You're not lacking. You're not late. You're not broken. You're alive. And that makes you dangerous to anything trying to hold you back. Look, I know life hits hard. I know some mornings you don't feel like moving. I know some days feel heavier than others. But listen to me, as long as you got that heartbeat, you still got purpose. As long as you got breath, you still got power. You're not here to survive, you're here to dominate. So don't walk into this day casual. Don't walk into this day passive. Walk in like it belongs to you, like everything that tried to take you out last year couldn't finish the job. Like every no, every failure, every delay was just setting you up for this exact moment. Because if you woke up this morning, then it means that you keep waiting to feel like it. That's the problem. You keep waiting on some magical moment, some wave of motivation to hit you so you can finally move, so you can finally do what you said you were gonna do. But let me tell you the truth, you're gonna be waiting a long time if that's the game you playing. Because it ain't about feelings, it's about commitment, it's about discipline. See, motivation is cute. Motivation gets you excited for a minute. Motivation makes you write goals, makes you talk big, makes you plan out your whole life on a vision board. But the moment life hits you in the mouth, motivation gone. The moment you don't feel like it, you fold. The moment it's cold outside, you skip the gym. The moment things get hard, you start negotiating with your dream like it's optional. But discipline don't care how you feel. Discipline says get up anyway. Discipline says you made a promise to yourself and we keep our promises. Discipline shows up when motivation tapped out. It's not loud, it's not glamorous, but it's faithful. It's consistent, and consistency is what separates dreamers from doers. Everybody wants to be great when it's convenient. Everybody grinding when they feel inspired. But can you show up when you're tired? Can you show up when nobody clapping for you? Can you show up when you ain't getting the results yet, but you still believe the work gon' pay off? That's discipline. Some mornings I don't feel like it either. Some days I don't feel strong. I don't feel focused. I don't feel locked in, but I made a vow to myself. I don't operate on emotion. I operate on principle. I don't get up because I feel like it. I get up because I made a decision. I made a decision to show up, to give everything, to push myself past comfortable, because comfortable never made anybody legendary. You wanna be great, then do it even when it don't feel good. Do it when nobody watching. Do it when your name not in lights. Do it when your body sore, your mind tired, and your bank account empty. That's where greatness lives. In the dark, in the grind, in the early mornings and late nights that nobody sees but you. Let me ask you this, how bad do you want it? Because wanting it when it's easy don't count. Wanting it when the sun's out and the vibes are good don't mean nothing. Everybody wants it then, but do you want it bad enough to bleed for it, to sweat for it, to suffer for it without complaining? You don't need more inspiration. You need more discipline. You need a system. You need structure. You need to stop waking up reacting and start waking up with a blueprint. Wake up with a mission, not a mood. You hear what I'm saying. You waiting on a feeling when what you need is a foundation. You think the top athletes, the best in the world, the CEO, the visionaries, you think they all feel like getting up at 4 a.m. You think they feel like putting in the extra reps. No, but they do it anyway. Why? Because they locked in on the outcome. They know what's at stake. They know that if they slack, if they get soft, if they skip one day, it becomes 2. And 2 becomes a week, and before you know it, you back where you started. Discipline is the bridge between what you say you want and what you actually get. And the truth is, Some of y'all talk too much. You talk like you hungry, but you move like you full. You talk like you bout it, but your habits don't match your mouth, and that's where discipline checks you. Discipline says, cool story, now prove it. And I get it, discipline ain't sexy, it's waking up early. It's doing the reps. It's saying no to things that feel good but pull you off track. It's going to bed on time. It's eating what fuels your body, not what numbs your stress. It's choosing purpose over pleasure again and again and again. But you don't build a legacy off hype, you build it off habits. So I'm asking you, what are your habits saying about your future? What story are your routines writing? Because if you want change, it don't start in your circumstances. It starts in your standards. If you keep operating at the level of your feelings, you gon' keep getting average results. But if you start operating at the level of your decisions, your non-negotiables, that's where everything shifts. Discipline is about alignment, aligning your actions with your vision, aligning your lifestyle with your values, aligning your time with your goals. You can't say you want to be great and keep acting like time don't matter. You can't say you want success and then spend hours doing nothing that leads you there. That's not discipline, that's delusion. But the beautiful thing is, discipline can be built. It's not something you born with, it's something you train. Day by day, step by step, brick by brick. You don't need to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just win the morning. Just win the hour. Just win the next decision. That's how it starts. You get enough small wins. You wake up one day and realize you different now. You solid, you focused, you dangerous, and people gonna ask you how'd you do it. And you gon' smile and say, I stopped waiting to feel like it. I just did the work every single day. Because at the end of the day, discipline ain't about perfection. It's about showing up again and again. And again, so don't chase feelings, chase your standard, chase your why. And when that alarm goes off tomorrow, you already know what time it is. Time to rise, time to work, time to dominate. Everybody praying for ease, everybody asking for the path to be smooth, for the journey to be light. But you don't grow in ease. You grow in the fire. You grow in the storm. You grow when everything around you is trying to break you, and you make the decision to keep going anyway. That's where strength is born. That's where character is formed. That's where warriors are made. You think the pain you going through is here to destroy you. You think the pressure on your back is punishment. Nah, that pressure is the process. That pressure is there to develop you, not defeat you. Diamonds don't come from comfort. They come from intense, non-stop pressure. Steel don't get strong without heat. And you not gonna step into your full potential unless you go through something. Everybody wants the reward, but nobody wants the resistance. And that's why most people stay average. That's why most people quit when it gets hard. That's why most people talk about winning, but their actions scream retreat. But not you. You were built different. You were built for this. I know life hit you. I know they walked away. I know you failed. I know it feels like nothing is going right. But that pain you feeling, that's proof that you're still in the game. That's proof that you haven't folded. You still breathing, which means you still got a shot. So don't you dare give up in the middle of the storm. You gotta learn to talk to the storm. You hear what I'm saying? Don't just stand there and take it. Don't just sit in silence and let life hit you. Speak to it. Speak power. Speak life. Speak faith. Remind the storm who you are. Remind it that you didn't come this far to fold. Remind it that you were built in the dark, that your roots go deep, and you don't shake easy. See, storms don't come to destroy strong trees. They come to prove which trees have roots, and you got roots, you got depth. You've been through enough to know that this ain't the end. You've cried before and got back up. You've lost before and rebuilt. You've failed before and still found a way. So don't act brand new when the pressure hits. This ain't foreign, this is familiar, this is training. You ever notice how the most powerful people you know didn't have an easy journey? The ones who walk in confidence, who speak with authority, who move with grace and fire, they got that way because life made them that way. They've been broken, they've been stretched, they've been humbled, and instead of collapsing, they grew. Every tear was a seed, every disappointment was a lesson, every setback was a setup, and now they different. Now they walk different. Now they carry weight without even opening their mouth, and that can be you. That will be you if you don't quit. I know it's hard. I know some days you don't see the point. I know some nights you go to bed wondering if this fight is worth it. But it is. Oh, it is. Because on the other side of this pain is a version of you that's more focused, more grounded, more powerful than you've ever imagined. But you don't get there without the storm. You don't become that version of you without the pain. You gotta stop asking, why me? And start declaring, try me. You gotta stop backing up every time it gets hard and start leaning in. Lean into the discomfort. Lean into the challenge. Lean into the struggle and say, let's go. Because every time you don't quit, you become more of who you were created to be. That pressure you feel, that's the stretching before the breakthrough. That weight you're carrying, that's resistance training for your future. That silence you're experiencing, that's where your inner voice gets louder. That's where you learn to trust yourself, to trust God, to trust the process, even when it don't make sense. And let me tell you something real, the storm you're in right now might not stop tomorrow. It might not end next week. You might have to walk through it longer than you expected, but here's what I know, you're not walking through it alone. And every step you take through that storm is making you stronger. Every step is preparing you for what you asked for. You just didn't know what you prayed for required pressure. You prayed for strength. But strength don't come wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in trials. You prayed for wisdom, and wisdom shows up in the form of problems that force you to think deeper. You prayed for growth, and growth shows up as situations that make you uncomfortable, that demand more from you, that make you dig into a place you didn't even know existed inside you. You're not weak, you're not broken, you're not losing, you're just being refined. You're in the fire so the old version of you can burn off. The fear, the doubt, the excuses, that version of you can't go where you're headed. So let the fire do what it came to do. Let it purify you. Let it strip away what's holding you back. Let it reveal the real you. This is the part where most people quit. This is the part where they turn back. But not you. Because you understand now, the storm is not your enemy. It's your training ground. It's preparing you for a blessing so big, your current version couldn't carry it. So stop asking to escape it. Start asking for the strength to endure it. You're built for this. You're built for the pressure, for the trial, for the grind. You got something in you that doesn't break, it rises. You got something in you that doesn't quit, it adapts. You got something in you that can't be taught, it was forged, and every day you wake up and keep going, that thing grows. So hold the line, stay the course. Don't fold under pressure, turn into it. Turn into the storm with fire in your eyes and a fight in your spirit. Because you're not running from anything, you're running toward everything you were born to become. You either get up with purpose or you stay down with excuses, that's it. That's the line, there is no in between, there is no gray area. Every single day you are either making a decision to step into your calling or you are choosing to sit in your comfort. You can't do both. You can't talk about wanting more, doing more, being more, and then keep showing up like your life ain't on the line. You think you got time, but you don't. You think you can put it off till next week, next month, next year. but time is not sitting around waiting on you to get serious. Time moves, life moves, and if you don't move with it, it will leave you behind. You keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow don't belong to you. You only get one shot at today, and the way you show up today is shaping who you become tomorrow. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So how are you showing up? See, most people lose before the day even starts. Why? Because they wake up with no plan. No purpose, no sense of urgency. They roll out of bed and let the day dictate their actions. They let their feelings set the tone instead of their standards. You can't live like that and expect to win. You can't chase excellence with a lazy mindset. You can't build something extraordinary with ordinary effort. You gotta get up like your future is depending on it, because it is. You gotta move like your name is on the line, because it is. You gotta work like the door of opportunity is only gonna open once, because sometimes it will. That means no more waiting on permission. No more needing approval. No more asking if you're ready. You don't need perfect conditions. You need commitment. You don't need all the answers. You just need the guts to start moving. Let me make this clear. Purpose don't come find you while you're sitting still. It shows up when you start walking. It shows up in motion. You figure out who you are by what you're willing to do when nobody's looking. You find your calling when you start putting one foot in front of the other, even when the path isn't clear. Most people want clarity before they commit, but you only get clarity after you commit, after you show up, after you grind, after you bleed for it. And the reason so many people never see change in their lives is because they keep choosing comfort over commitment. They want to feel good instead of do what's good for them. They want the shortcut, the easy route, the cheat code. But let me tell you something. There's no shortcut to legacy. There's no shortcut to greatness. If you want to be somebody, if you want to live a life that matters, then you better get comfortable being uncomfortable. You better learn how to push past tired, past fear, past doubt, past excuses, and just show up. The excuses you keep making, they're costing you more than you think. They're robbing you of progress. They're stealing time you can't get back. Every time you choose an excuse over execution, you lose a piece of momentum. You lose a piece of who you could have been. You think it's just one day, but one day turns into two, two into a week, and before you know it, your dream is a memory. A thing you almost did, a vision you once had, a life you talked about but never built. But when you get up with purpose, when you decide that every day matters, that every action counts, that every moment is an opportunity, everything shifts. You start moving different, thinking different, living different. You stop wasting time on things that don't feed your future. You stop entertaining people who don't sharpen your focus. You stop giving your energy to drama, distractions, and doubt. And you start walking like somebody who's on assignment. Somebody who understands that every breath is borrowed and every second is sacred. Because when you walk in purpose, excuses don't have a place in your life anymore. You don't make space for laziness. You don't negotiate with discipline. You don't argue with your alarm clock. You get up and you go. Rain or shine, happy or hurting, broke or blessed, you go, you grind, you build, because you understand that what you do daily is bigger than how you feel temporarily. And don't think for 1 second that purpose makes it easier. Nah, purpose makes it heavier. Purpose puts more on your shoulders. Purpose demands more from you, but purpose also makes it worth it. It gives your pain a name. It gives your work a why. It gives your life a direction. So while others are sleeping in, while others are giving up, while others are blaming and complaining, you're rising. You're fighting. You're choosing growth over comfort, sacrifice over ease, purpose over pride. And the crazy thing is, people will look at you and say, "You lucky." They'll say, "Must be nice." But they weren't there when you were up before the sun. They didn't see the nights you cried yourself to sleep and still woke up and executed. They didn't see the days you felt empty but kept pouring. They didn't see the internal war you had to fight just to keep going. And they'll never know because they never chose to live with purpose. They chose comfort. They chose excuses. But you chose something greater. And that choice, that daily, painful, necessary choice, is what separates winners from watchers, builders from dreamers, the chosen from the crowd. So every morning you rise, you better ask yourself, am I getting up with purpose or laying down with excuses? Because one leads to legacy and the other leads nowhere.